Hi, my name is Chris Croft from Successful Trainers, and I help people to set up their own training businesses. But I want to say a little bit about coaching in this video, because I know quite a few coaches. Now, I've always avoided doing coaching because until recently, when Zoom became well understood and acceptable, coaching had to be done pretty much face to face. You could do some phone calls perhaps in between visits, but most of it was face to face. And I've always thought that it's not worth the hassle of having to drive to a customer to do a face-to-face session. Now, sometimes you could do it in bulk. You could turn up and do 4 coaching sessions in a row, and that makes the travel worthwhile, but it's really hard work. So I've always felt that coaching's hard work. It's not as well paid as training either. You can really only get between £100 and £200 an hour for coaching. So even if you did 4 coaching sessions at £200 in a day, it'd be an exhausting day. You'd still only earn £800, and you can get a lot more than that running a training session. Because of course, when you do training, you're reaching a large group of people, whereas with coaching, it's one-to-one. So it's never going to be as well paid. It's also going to be more difficult, because you have to really understand that person, and you have to listen, and you have to adapt to whatever questions they're asking you. Whereas with training, you could just talk about whatever you were going to talk about. You adapt a bit to the audience, but it's much easier than coaching. So coaching is harder, it's not as well paid, and you have to travel. But with the advent of Zoom, I do think coaching could be an interesting add-on to add to your training sessions. So I think there's definitely a market for running a training session in, let's say, project management, and then saying to your customer, why don't I come back in a month and see how everybody's getting on? And I could do some individual sessions with each person and just check they're okay. Now, you could do a group coaching session where you come back and you check that the whole group is okay, how they're getting on with their project. But you could also do some one-to-one coaching, where if there's perhaps just 1 or 2 people who are struggling, you could do some Zoom sessions with them and help them out. And that might become a regular thing, perhaps every month or 2, you could come back and see how they're doing. And I think most subjects benefit from coaching. So project management, you could certainly come back and see how they're doing. Time management, you could make sure that the habits are becoming established. Have they got a jobs to-do list? Are they managing to say no successfully, etc.? But you could also be a coach for somebody who is new in management, perhaps, leadership and management training, and you could answer any questions that they're having as a new manager. And I think sales is another area where it would be a really good idea to be a coach and come back and talk to a new salesperson. And you could look at the numbers, how many calls have you made, what's your conversion rate, but you could also answer any questions that they've got. Perhaps they've had some objections they couldn't handle, that kind of thing. So I think training followed by coaching is definitely the best way for people to learn. And I think with Zoom, it's made it possible. So although it's perhaps not quite as well paid, I think the overall package could be worth offering if you're a trainer. Now, if you want to know more about this and the whole world of self-employed training, contact me on successfultrainers.com. We can have a phone call, we can chat about whether I can help you to get your own training business started, or to make your training business more effective, give me a call. And don't forget to subscribe as well, so that you'll get the videos that I've got coming up in this series. I've got some really interesting videos I'm going to release soon. So please do click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.